Hey, it's Lee for On Your Marks Wrestling, and I'm here with what I'm going to call a PSA to tell you you should go watch indie wrestling. And the reason I say that is because I hadn't watched indie wrestling in a really long time. I've been to some major events recently. I went to a WWE event. I also went to the tapings for Bound for Glory and the follow-up TV shows for Impact Wrestling back in November. And I forgot how great indie wrestling can be. Yesterday I went to see a show. It didn't have an official kind of company it was associated with. It was a conglomeration of a few different organizations, two local ones called Acclaim Wrestling and I believe C4 Wrestling. And they also brought in a couple people from outside of those organizations. The most notable person in the headlining match was Tommy Dreamer. This was a tiny little show. I think they limited it to 200 tickets max. There were not 200 seats in the place that we went to. It was actually held within a tent. I thought it was actually going to be in this kind of large building that was right next to the tent. But no, it was actually within a tent. But the washrooms and stuff were in this old hosiery building that's kind of cool looking, established in like the 1800s. But yeah, this was a fun event, and I didn't realize how much fun I would have. They just kind of, you can see it's people that do the wrestling because they love wrestling. In certain other shows, it kind of feels like they love wrestling, but they also, have other things in mind. This was like pure love of wrestling stuff. Like they were standing on the top rope and their heads were almost hitting the top of the tent, yet they would still go for some big moves off of that. I was really impressed with a few people on there. I think Mike Bailey was a person on there. He kind of has a karate gimmick, but made some huge moves. There's a guy called Matt Angel who wrestled against Mike Bailey. It was a three-way match. I don't remember who the third person was. And they pulled out some moves that I would have never expected to see on a show like this. I hear that the independents go crazy, but this setup didn't seem kind of made for that kind of move. But I saw some really cool stuff. And the final match of Evil Uno, who I've seen on TV on Smash Wrestling, which Rob might actually be reviewing. I've seen Evil Uno before, and then Tommy Dreamer. He's Tommy Dreamer. He's not moving like he used to. It seems like sometimes when he's getting back up off the mat, he's like, man, I'm getting too over this stuff. But he still keeps doing it. Had a lot of fun. Involved the crowd. Indie shows are awesome for involving the crowd, right? They tell you to move, you move out of the way so that they can jump out of the ring and stuff. It's just neat. There were no guardrails, nothing like that. You got to give high fives to wrestlers when they're coming by, even if you're not in the first row because it's that small a venue. Dreamer was great at involving the crowd. There's a guy in a wheelchair. He got the guy in the wheelchair to chop the guy. Got a little kid to chop Uno as well. It's stuff that would never play on the main roster stuff or main companies, but it's great that you can see it independently. This cost me $20 all in. It was absolutely worth it. I don't think one person in that room did not have at least a moderately good time. I went there with two non-wrestling fans, and even they had to laugh at a few things. They didn't love it as much as I did, but that's fine. They got introduced to the world of indie wrestling, and the one person who I had gone to Bound for Glory with said he enjoyed this much more. And I understand why. It's just a different feel. I like Bound for Glory because I understood the storylines and I knew how it was moving things forward. But indie shows, lots of fun. I am kind of kicking myself. I didn't realize there was so much good local talent. But yeah, I'm probably going to go try to check out this Acclaim Pro Wrestling or this C4 Wrestling. I think they have shows coming up in the next couple months. I'm not going to review them for this channel. I'm just saying it's awesome. I put up a couple pictures of the venue. I didn't move much to take these pictures, so forgive me, I'm not a photographer. But if you go to our Facebook page, which I believe is linked in this description, if not, you can add it. Check it out. It's cool. I don't know. There isn't much there yet. We're just getting it started. But yeah, I put up a couple pictures just so you can get the feel. I really encourage everybody who can to go see independent wrestling. I just really, really enjoyed myself this weekend. All right, thanks for watching.